We've had a leadership crisis. We've had some sexual harassment cases that have been deeply, deeply distressing and concerning to many of us here. I think that the heckler's veto or platform denial, as the phrase that's sometimes used, is strikes at the very heart of our democracy and the mission and principles of the university. I believe that any attack on free speech, no matter how abhorrent the views are that are expressed, is an attack on the right of free speech for us all. Many of you, I'm sure, saw in the newspaper that the ACLU is defending Milo Yiannopoulos despite the fact that they think that his views are abhorrent, as I think. And I believe, paradoxically, that groups like Antifa, in their effort to deny people a platform through violent means, are maybe unwittingly, it's hard to imagine it's unwittingly, but collusive with the narrative that all points of view are not welcome in the university. It takes two to engage in violence. You can't engage in violence yourself. I guess you could engage in violence against property, and I suppose against people, but what we've seen recently in the city of Berkeley are set twos between two different groups, and we're preparing very carefully for that.
Thank you very much.
Certainly those far-right groups, as anybody who's read the paper this morning knows, have said that they're emboldened. But what I've taken heart from is the enormous outpouring of revulsion and criticism from across the political spectrum that has been voiced at the events in Charlottesville. And so I think even though that's what far-right groups are claiming, I think quite the opposite is the case. It doesn't mean that this isn't a danger, but I think what it does mean is that there's I think a collective sense, whatever your political persuasion, that this is not what the United States is about, that we reject this kind of bigotry and racism.